What a day, what a Saturday here on the streets of Detroit. An absolute barn burner. Fireworks from the word go this morning in the IndyCar practice, fireworks in the IMSA race as well. We'll get to all of it here on our end of day report. We'll start on the IMSA side. The race just wrapped up, only 100 minutes long, but they packed almost a season's worth of action into a short package. And it came down really to the final 30 minutes in GTP. Ricky Taylor with a big move on the number 6 Porsche. Matthew Jomine driving at the time. Ricky able to get to the inside, take the lead on a weekend where not really sure that the Acura was the favorite package going in. Certainly it looked like Porsche was the strong suit coming in, sweeping the front row. Nick Tandy started the car on pole, that number 6, and picked up a penalty early in the going, served a drive-through, but they caught a yellow just at the right time, and it looked like it was all going their way today, but it wasn't meant to be. Great pass by Ricky Taylor to get Wayne Taylor Racing, and that car in particular, back to victory lane for the first time since 2022 at Road America. That's a long time coming for them. In the GT ranks, well, it's what you would expect on a close quarters street course, really tight racing. We had the 2 Corvettes sweeping the front row, but it was not meant to be. Both of those Corvettes had some mechanical issues. Difficult outing for the Fords as well here on home soil in Detroit. At the end of the day, it was AO Racing and Rexy that took the victory in GTD Pro. They had to wait a long time for that first IMSA win. The last time out in Monterey, the wait was a lot shorter for the second one. They go back to back. Really cool stuff. But I think another cool story comes from one of the GTD class lineups that made the step to GTD Pro for this weekend. Frankie Montecalvo and Parker Thompson for Vasser Sullivan Lexus ended up 4th, just missed out on a podium. Really clever strategy. Let's hear how the day played out from Parker Thompson. It was a rough and tumble day on the streets of Detroit, that's for sure. We had one Vasser Sullivan Lexus get up on the podium, but certainly one of the stories in my eyes at least is the second one. A GTD lineup effectively going up against all the GTD Pro lineups here today and finishing 4th. Parker Thompson brought the car home. How was your day?
What a crazy day.
Right?
I mean, we only did one pit stop and we did it about 10.5 minutes into the race. So from there we needed some luck to play out, but the strategists, I mean, Colin Mason, Chris Andrews on the box of the, what is the number 12, but this weekend's the number 15.
Right.
Did a stellar job. They got us the track position we needed by cutting out a pit stop. And in the end, pretty solid to get the number 15. It's first top 5, first and only this season.
Pretty cool too, to do it up against all the all-pro lineups. Frankie did his part in the opening 10 minutes, and then you were there with the strategy to do the rest.
Frankie's rock solid, so I think this will breathe some confidence into the rest of our season. The 12 crew guys, they needed a good result, so I know we're badged as the 15 this weekend, but I think everybody's going to get some good momentum off this and carry it into Watkins Glen. Looking
at the other cars as they came in after the race and the damage on these things, it looked more like a post-race at Bristol than a typical IMSA race.
Man, what a battle out there. I mean, a combination of super bumpy street course, super tight, and then a lot of cars saving fuel on a lot of different strategies. But the number 15, besides the left front's got a little nick on it, and I lost the right mirror, but apart from that, she's brand new.
Easy to replace, right?
Exactly.
Hey, how was it sharing the track with the prototypes?
Difficult as always, but you get used to that in GTD, so I think they expect a little more out of you when it's only GTD Pro.
Right.
But at the same time, I thought like they were really polite today, and I can't say that for a lot of the races in the past.
Awesome stuff today. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Now, what a fun IMSA race. Great to hear from Parker post-race, and maybe some momentum they can carry over back to their full season schedule in GTD. Well, I promised you some fireworks on the IndyCar side, and we got them early this morning. A lot of angry folks, and the anger was all focused on Santino Ferrucci. We had Kyle Kirkwood angry at Santino. Colton Herta was angry at Santino. Roman Grosjean, well, he's still angry at Santino. That's been carried over for a couple of weeks now, and he actually went and had some words with Larry Foyt at one point after that practice session this morning. It led into qualifying, and qualifying was interesting too. Andretti Global, so strong over the years on street courses, and that has carried over here to the streets of Detroit. Marcus Ericsson had some hiccups mechanically going into that session, and that maybe put him on the back foot. But Kyle Kirkwood and Colton Herta both super fast. Colton Herta grabbed pole, and he'll lead the field to green tomorrow. But for sure, Kyle Kirkwood was pretty thrilled with the way things played out in that qualifying session. He had an issue actually late in the session that brought out a red. He lost his best lap, so he'll start 6th But as we'll hear from Kyle here in just a moment, he thinks he's got a weapon. He can fight for the win tomorrow. Kyle Kirkwood will start 6th tomorrow in the Chevrolet Grand Prix of Detroit, presented by Lear. Dramatic day today. We'll talk about practice in a moment. We'll start with qualifying. Look, trying to find clean track around this place, that's got to be the name of the game. You were able to do it at least to get to the Fast 6. Maybe there was a chance for a little bit more before the late spin?
Yeah, I mean, we were on for a good lap. Started off even quicker than what my Q2 lap was, and I think that's where the mistake fell from, right? We were pushing a little bit too hard. He's had about a 10th on me all weekend. So those places that I knew I'd been losing to him, I knew I needed to find that 10th in Q6, and resulted in a lockup. And then went to spin the car around to try and not impede people, and it turned into a stall. So that's unfortunate for us, but Andretti Global's given us some solid cars this weekend. This is, I think, the strongest weekend that we've had so far, and it's showing on track. So glad to get into this and with the top 6, or I should say, starting from the top 6. It's always a good feeling.
It does seem like across the board, the package is quite good for the team. Colton on pole. Marcus hasn't had the easiest of weekends, but he's shown some pretty good speed as well. Is this just that traditional Andretti street course package, or is there more to it?
No, it is. It's really just our street course package showing once again, and I'm glad to see it. It's working out well. The team's gelling well this weekend. We haven't done a whole lot to the cars. It's really been a boring weekend in the sense of setup changes, which is what you want for any race weekend. So happy with the car, happy with performance. And we're still chipping away at it. There's still a little more room to go.
Take us back to this morning. Probably not the most fun part of the weekend, but you and Santino Ferrucci had, let's call it, an interesting exchange on the pit lane. What was it about?
Well, I mean, it wasn't much of anything, to be honest. There was a moment on the track where everyone's trying to gap, right? That's the name of the game here. There's too many cars for how short the lap is, and everyone wants a bigger gap for what it allows. So it turns into an accordion starting in turn number 5 every session. So he decided, you know, I'm going to start passing some people, which anyone wouldn't like very much, and it resulted in me defending a bit, and then it resulted in him diving me once I realized he was getting too close, and then attempting to drive me into the wall. Maybe he wasn't purposely driving me into the wall, but he was kind of giving me the finger a bit. So yeah, I mean, it was a bit dumb from my point of view. I thought it was a bit unnecessary, so I went over to talk to him, and he was still hot, right? I think he was still seeing red, jumped over the wall, and came after me before even any words were exchanged. So I was a bit shocked. I was like, why is he running at me? So it's all resolved now. We've talked about it. No issues. But yeah, I just thought it was a dumb situation.
All right, finally looking ahead to tomorrow. Starting 6th, can you finish 1st?
Yeah, but first we need to finish. Last year, we finished 6th. Yeah, I think we finished 6th here from the back of the pack last year after getting taken out in the first lap. So I'd much rather start where we finished last year than continue to move forward. We got some fast cars. I think our race pace is where we're going to thrive. And that's what at least last year was like, and that's what we feel like our setup is more tuned to, is more race setup. So happy to get into it, happy to get it going.
Kyle Kirkwood feeling confident ahead of race day tomorrow. Now, good to get some light shed on the incident earlier this morning with Santino Ferrucci from Kyle Kirkwood, and also his perspective on tomorrow's race coming from 6th on the grid. A couple other storylines. How about Théo Pourchaire? I'll tell you what, street courses in Aero McLaren this year, it's been a little bit hit or miss, but Théo Pourchaire nearly made it into the Firestone Fast 6. He'll start 7th, the career best starting position, and the thing that impressed me most when I talked to him after he got out of the car, he was disappointed. He wanted that Fast 6 like you wouldn't believe. Tells you the kind of competitor that he is. He's not going to rest on those laurels by any stretch of the imagination. His teammate Pato O'Ward a little less happy, to say the least. They had a brake fire in as they were going to switch tires, in fact, in that Fast 12 session. They sent the car out sooner than they would have liked. Something happened on track. Never quite got to the bottom of that, but it cost Pato the chance to really challenge for the Fast 6 and to line up a little bit better than he ultimately is going to. His frustration was certainly palpable. Similar story for Christian Lundgaard, who's been very strong all weekend, but will start mid-pack in tomorrow's race. If the IMSA race is any indication, folks, buckle up. It's going to be wild. Looking forward to seeing what these Indy cars do over 100 laps here on the streets of Detroit tomorrow.
Subscribe to Racer and save 24% off the cover price. You'll get the print and digital editions with an issue archive through 2012. Visit info.racer.com to learn more.